My name is Stephen Bruno, and this is our 1959 Ferrari TDF. It has an interesting history. It was raced in Bridgehampton, mostly in the Northeast, by a Ferrari famous driver, Bob Grossman, and he did very well in the car. It was in the Ferrari yearbook in 1960. We acquired the car to drive it, though. This car is an amazing driver, and I would say I'm intimately familiar with the cars. I've driven it over 4,000 miles in the past 3 years. We've done all the major events. We've taken it to Italy, and this car is a phenomenal driving car. What makes the TDF so special is that it's an all-aluminum car. It's a V12. It's got a little more horsepower than the other Ferraris of this time, and very large brakes, and a very active suspension system. So for what it's pretty primitive, but yet it works really great. These cars, in period, people would drive them to work and then go racing on the weekends with them. They were that good. This is a Scaglietti-based car. It's an all-alloy Superleggera construction. So one of the other interesting things about this car, it's the only TDF that was ever painted in green. Bob Grossman had a relationship with the MG Car Club, so when this car raced, it's a green, British racing green Ferrari with an MG decal on it, so pretty cool.
My name is Tom Hartley Jr. My business is buying and selling collectible cars. But today I'm showing one of my own cars on the field at Pebble Beach, and that's this alloy-bodied 275 GTB4. Only 16 of these cars were ever produced in this specification, in a full alloy body. This car was delivered new to a lady owner in Italy. It's presented today in its complete original specification of celeste over a blue leather interior with white and blue cloth insert. It's a car that we bought about 5 years ago, and I have been restoring the car for the last 3.5 years with my great friends in Italy, Brandoli, who have done a fantastic job of this car. Rest Auto done the paintwork. The paintwork is period correct. It's in a cellulose finish, which is non-lacquered paint. All the cars of that period were painted in that specification. However, only few cars today, when they're restored, are restored to period correct paint. The mechanics of the car was carried out by a company called Sport Auto, and Sport Auto have been working very closely with Ferrari since the 1960s, always highly regarded with Ferrari race cars, including Formula One cars. The engine is absolutely perfect. I've done 700 kilometers in this car testing it, and it is on the button in every single regard. It's presented in its total original specification. We have an original toolkit, its original books, it's on its original wheels. When I bought the car, it came on Baranis, but we managed to locate an original set of alloys, which I think suit the car so much better. We're very excited and feel very privileged to present the car here today. However, we do have a hell of a lot of strong competition. Obviously, everybody wants to win when they bring a car here, or everybody wants to receive a class award, but only 3 people in the class are going to be able to say they achieve such. We'd like to think we'll be one of them, but at the same time, we're just very pleased to be here with it today.
You're still 150. I'm Bill Passey. I own this 1925 Locomobile. It's a Boattail Roadster, and I don't know how many were built. This isn't the only one that was built. This is the only one that survived. My dad purchased it in 1971 out of the Art Austria collection. Art was a very early collector and luckily saved a lot of cars, but he liked high horsepower, high-end cars. He was going through wrecking yards. He was collecting cars in the 30s when they were just a few years old. Art Austria found it in a wrecking yard in 1937, but the people that could afford this car, probably after 5 or 10 years, they didn't want it anymore, and unfortunately a lot of them ended up in wrecking yards. They were getting ready to cut it up for scrap metal, and the scrap value was $75. So that's what he was able to purchase the car for. He kept it for many years. It was one of his favorites. And after he passed away, my dad went to the auction, and he said he passed a whole lot of cars up in the auction. There were some great cars, Simplexes, and lots of good cars. And he wanted this car. So when the car came up, he just held his paddle up until they said sold. And JB Nethercutt was there. A lot of real high-end, high-dollar collectors were there. My dad thinks that they kind of let him buy it because they liked him. He was a younger guy, and they could tell he was very passionate about it. It's a 4.5-inch bore, 5.5-inch stroke, 525 cubic inches. Has a 4-speed transmission. Not super fast, but lots of torque. My dad passed away in 2015, so I'm the new caretaker, and it'll stay in our family for a long time.
I'm Simon Kidston, and the car that I'm showing today is this, all 2,300 kilos of 1924 Hispano-Suiza. Believe it or not, this and the car next to it, on our left, underneath are the same model, just ordered with different bodies. And this is probably the first time that these two cars have been together in the 101 years since they were built. They're 3 chassis numbers apart, and they both date from the summer of 1924. That one was built for a liquor heir, an aperitif heir called André Dubonnet. This car was built for a young lieutenant in the British Royal Navy called Glenn Kidston, who was my uncle. He was 25 years old. He'd survived the First World War as a submarine and then battleship officer, and that was his daily driver. It's got a great big 8-litre inline 6 engine. This, believe it or not, is the short chassis version, so it's the sports version, although it doesn't look it. And it has this one-off bodywork, coachwork by a British firm whose major client was His Majesty the King, called Hooper, who were based in London. And Uncle Glenn commissioned this 2-door, 4-seater sedan, or saloon as we would say, coachwork, with all these special details. Come along and I'll show you. The famous Hispano stalk is silver-plated. The special Zeiss headlights are silver-plated. Underneath the hood, or the bonnet as we would say, you've got just about the loudest horns you could have in the day. They're called Sicat tenors. And this car's actually got 4 separate horns. It's got Auto Vox horns as well. British, these are French, and 2 more for quieter ones for town use. You've got these nautical air intakes on the what we call the scuttle of the car. Those are Glenn's initials. This, by the way, is the original colour, appropriately enough, battleship grey. all painted in cellulose, which you can't, in theory, do anymore these days. Inside, although the outside is relatively restrained, inside is a riot of instruments. Every instrument you can think of. There's even a barometer on the right-hand side. This is all solid walnut. This is all real ivory. We had to find, obviously, old ivory because you can't get it anymore these days. Cloth seats as they were originally. And in the rear, you've got what are called the motor companions. This is known as grey hairwood. And you have every kind of accessory possible, exactly matching the original specification. A blind operated by the cable system, silk blinds on all four windows, as they were specified originally, with nickel rollers. Even the cigarettes in the back, by the way, in that hidden compartment, are 1920s cigarettes. So that probably tells you why it's taken 7 years and 18,000 hours to restore this car. Had it not been my uncle's, I never would have done it, but I did it out of respect to him and to the car. So let's see how the judges and the public like it, but that's a car I hope to keep forever. And as the devil's always in the detail, today I brought out the watch that my uncle was wearing when he later won Le Mans in 1930.
Hi, my name is Dan Haynes. I'm from Lodi, California, and I brought my 1918 Pierce Arrow Model 48 Coupe. An unusual car. The bodies on Pierce Arrows are cast aluminum. The hood is not cast aluminum, but the rest of the body is. They were a great machine. It has 2 intake valves and 2 exhaust valves per cylinder. It has dual ignition, it has dual cams. It's 525 cubic inches, or 8.6 liters. It has 4 speeds forward, 2-wheel brakes on the rear wheels only, and the car is actually considered a 1919 model, but it has many 1918 features because it's thought to be the first ever 1919 model Pierce with the dual valve configuration in the engine. Some of the features that the car has that are unusual in modern automotive engineering is the seating arrangement. The seats are offset, and that gives the driver elbow room to muscle the wheel around when he's driving it, because it does take a lot of effort. It's a heavy car, it weighs 6,000 pounds, and it doesn't have power steering, obviously. Accessing the driver's compartment through the driver's door is almost impossible. So the arrangement they made is to flip the steering wheel up out of your way, which is a help, but the biggest help is to be able to trundle the seat back, and now you can walk into the car and get yourself in a squatting position, and then trundle the seat back out under you, take your seat, and pull the wheel down into your lap after you're seated. Before you do any of this, though, none of the controls for the car are accessible from the driver's seat. The switch, the light switch, the starter button, the primer, everything is out of your reach. So it has to be done from a small seat that Pierce provided for the driver to start the car. After it's running, you can fold the seat up against the wall, come over, take your seat, then the passenger can then enter the car and take his or her seat beside you, and you're good to go. And that was the state of automotive engineering in 1918. You wouldn't dream that up. Somebody did over 100 years ago. This body style was introduced in 1915, and their idea to start the car from a separate seat and then move behind the wheel and take your driver's position, it's so unlikely. It's inexplicable. I don't know what they were thinking, but it works. The driver's position is very comfortable. The seat bottom is very long. It supports your legs all the way out to the knees, so your legs don't get tired. You can drive forever. The seat is a semi-bucket. It bolsters your back. It supports you well. It has a good lumbar shape to it. The angles of the footrest are good. The floorboards are restful. It's a marvelous car. It's easy to see why people of means would gravitate toward them. So from where you are, seated in the passenger seat, from your nose to the front bumper of the car is 11 feet away. And to the radiator is 9 feet away. That's far. So that view, looking along the fenders, looking at the headlights growing out of the fenders, that was an enviable viewpoint for anybody at the time. They were a prestigious car and they were very popular. It was $7,000, brand new. You could buy a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom bungalow, everything that was modern for the day, post World War I. This car cost twice what that house would cost you. Twice. This car cost $7,000 and it weighed 6,000 pounds. A Model T Ford in 1924 was $260. It didn't have a starter. You had to start it with a hand crank, but it was still $260. $7,000. Pierce were on pretty hard times in the late 20s, and they formed a kind of a bond with Studebaker. And they shared some engineering. They picked up some good aspects of Studebaker, and Studebaker picked up some good things from Pierce Arrow too. That bond didn't last long. It was broken in the early 30s, and as the Depression deepened and only got worse, Pierce was finally bankrupt by 1937. They were gone. Nobody had jobs. It was a terrible time that the country made it through, and Pierce did not survive it. And a lot of cars did not make it. This car it's from the Boston area, and it was rescued in 1939 by a collector, and he started campaigning it with the Veteran Motor Car Club of America in 1939 when the car was 19 years old. It was always protected and covered and garaged. The underside of the car is as it was made. It's absolutely flawless. There's not a rust pit. There's nothing wrong under this car. It's been garaged its entire life.